Screw this crap. It's not worthy of a god.
That when the world was new, the planet Earth was down on its luck, and everywhere gigantic brutes called Titans ran amok. It was a nasty place. There was a mess wherever you stepped, where chaos reigned and earthquakes and volcanoes never slept. Ooh, save girlfriend. And then along came Zeus. He hurled his thunderbolt.
Once upon a time, there was a phenomenal era called the Disney Renaissance. A time when Disney made animated gem after animated gem, timeless classic after timeless classic like The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and of course, The Lion King. But then came Hercules.
You serious?
What up, y'all? It's Fan20001 here. This is no review. This is an extreme egg killer rant on Hercules. So Hercules tells the story of when he was stolen as a baby on Mount Olympus. He was raised his whole life on Earth, and he finally meets Zeus after all these years. He trains with Phil, becomes the hero, defeats the demon, saves Megar from Hades, and just screw this plot. Fuck this movie, I couldn't care less. Now this was a rant I wanted to do for a long time, cause honestly, I never liked this movie to begin with. That's right. I never liked it. I don't get why people call this a sacred masterpiece and hail it as one of Disney's best movies. I'm sorry, but on rewatch, I was astonished of how it's even worse than what I remember. Honestly, I take back everything I said about the Frozen duology. This is now the most overrated Disney movie of all time. I hate it. Hate, 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 double hate, triple chocolate chip, hate this movie with a burning passion. Now this is coming from John Musker and Ron Clement, which honestly, I love those animation legends. They crafted some of my favorite Disney movies of all time like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Moana. And during time when this dumpster fire was in production, they were also wanting to work on Treasure Planet. And that was their most passionate project they have ever wanted to work on. But instead of working on Treasure Planet, they thought this was worthy enough to put time into. How pathetic. I'll go as far to say, Hercules is even worse than all the Disney remake and even all the Disney movies released in the 2000s decade. Yes, that includes Chicken Little and the Wild. I'm not gonna refer to this as a movie in this extreme egg killer rant. It's a pure method of torture. If someone put a gun to my face and asked me what would I rather do, eat eggshells or watch Hercules, I'd take the eggshell option any day. Now I'm sure there are people that love it like Brando Critic and Shrifilas, and that's fine. More power to you. But there are other people that hated Hercules like Badaboo, Jay Vader, and even the nostalgia critic agrees with me that this is extremely overrated. Do you want to ask what I liked about Hercules? I'll give you my answer. N-O-N-E, none. So since the positive section is empty, time to destroy this monster. The story? I couldn't give a flying monkeys about this story. It's the same old predictable, boring, underdog and prophecy story we've seen many times. I'm also surprised that this movie can get very mean-spirited. Like the townspeople are just berating Hercules for his godlike strength. Yeah, this is a very negative movie that'll put kids in danger. Our main character Hercules, he's just a Mary Sue. A lot of fans praise Meg, but to me, she's poorly written and underdeveloped. Like, how the heck was she working for Hades in the first place? That subplot just came out of nowhere like an ambush. The only prevalent thing about her is that she is just there for Tinder. That's all. And Zeus? I'm just kidding guys. Honestly, I'm not gonna rage on Zeus. Why? Because the actor who played Zeus, Rip Torn, passed away a year and a half ago. So, may he rest in peace. Though there's one thing I don't get. How come Zeus is the only one that knows Herc is alive and yet Hera doesn't? Danny DeVito as Phil. I'm sorry, Danny DeVito. This has gotta be your worst role yet. My goodness, he is such an asshole. He always bitches around Hercules. I never even felt their chemistry. Even in one moment in the climax, when Phil convinces Hercules like, Meg's evil, Meg's evil. Hercules just doesn't believe in it and just Phil abandons him? What the actual fudge? What kind of fallout is that? But even worse than Phil are Pain and panic. My goodness! They're basically the Disney equivalent of Fanboy and Chum Chum. They are extremely annoying, obnoxious, and irritating. Like their jokes when they say, "We're worms, we're worms." Ugh, just get them the fuck away from me. They're just too unbearable to exist. Hades is such a pit of fire, but I'll give this, whenever flames come out of him, it perfectly sums up my reaction to this turd lol. The muses as the narrators are just pointless, and they're really annoying and stupid. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be racist, in which I do appreciate Disney giving out a lot of diversity in film, as this was the very first Disney movie to star an all-star black cast. But it's not about the certain color or race, it's about the context of the certain character. And just the muses, they didn't even serve any purpose in this movie at all. They even sang over Meg's love ballad, in which that scene there could have worked if Meg was the only one singing. But no, it's ruined by the muses singing over her. It's like if you were in a meeting and like everyone's talking to you all at the same time. That's the same feeling I got when watching this scene. As for the animation, while the other Disney Renaissance movies had great and masterful animation, the animation in Hercules was the frickin' match to my eyes. The animation in Hercules is so horrible, cheap, and lazy. It's a frickin' insult to the art of hand-drawn animation. Like the character designs. Oh man, it's a frickin' abomination. They look like they've been drawn by a frickin' 2-year-old. They even fit well to other designs, like Dolan and Gooby. Yeah, that bad, right? Even some of the backgrounds felt like they were made in like 10 minutes. And also some of the CG, like on the Hydra, is so horrendously dated. Yeah, this movie was just visual torture, to the point that I just wanted to vomit. And the songs? Oh man, these are some of the worst songs I have ever listened to. No exaggeration. The soundtrack in Hercules isn't even a real Disney soundtrack. It's bland and repetitive. The lyrics are empty, and worst of all, it crawls in your head like an earworm. The comedy was atrocious. Whenever they do comedy, it had me beating myself with a crowbar over and over the head. This crap even shoehorns in a cameo of Scar from The Lion King, which honestly made me weep. Like really, the greatest Disney villain in cinematic history had the cameo in the worst of the worst. How disrespectful. They use Scar as a prop. The climax sucks monumental ass. It's just Hades chaining up all the gods. And just Hercules breaks all the chains easily. And like the scene when Meg gets squashed by a pillar made no sense. Like she could have been instantly dead at that point. So Hercules has to save Meg in this river of dead bodies in the underworld. And like he's getting old. And like there's no weight. There's nothing to care about. Why don't I give a shit? Because it wasn't established at first that this was gonna be a powerful romance. So what's the point? Overall, I do not get the love. I do not get the praise for this movie at all. It nearly tarnished the reputation of the Disney Renaissance for me. Disney literally pulled a Sonic 06. I am not joking, guys. This is the Sonic 06 of the Disney Renaissance, as well as the worst hand-drawn animated movie I have ever seen, the worst movie of 1997, and the worst animated movie from Walt Disney Animation Studios. It's so bad that I do not even recommend this to anybody, even children. I'll certainly not show this to my future kids. And of course, time to take out the trash indeed. This crap definitely deserves bullshit.
What a disaster!
Woo! Well, my first rants of 2021 sure felt good. And thank y'all for watching, and what are your thoughts on Hercules? Do you absolutely disagree with me and adore this movie with such a passion? Or do you absolutely agree with me? Comment below, let me know. I shall get to my Alex Awards at some point on my channel. So anyways, thank y'all for watching, and good joy.
What are